Vamos! 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 Let's go! Let's go. Argentina 2, Mexico nil. Huge, huge win for Argentina tonight. What a stressful game, honestly. I couldn't handle it anymore. The game hadn't even started, and I couldn't handle it. Like, it was so stressful to know that you go into a game and if you lose, you're eliminated. Like, that's so hard to deal with for a team that was expected to go all the way, you know? And yeah, we're gonna talk about this game because Argentina still don't look like the World Cup favorites that we talked about in before the World Cup. But it's still a massive win. A lot of changes were made compared to the game against Saudi Arabia. Our entire back line basically got changed. This time we started Montiel on the right instead of Molina, Acuña on the left instead of Tagliafico, and Lisandro Martinez as that left center back instead of Cristian Romero. And I think this backline worked a lot better. You could really tell against Saudi Arabia that Cristian Romero was still lacking some playing time after coming back from injury from Spurs. And Lisandro Martinez, who's been in great form for Manchester United, did an amazing job. Otamendi, outstanding performance, like 10 out of 10, honestly. Montiel, while he was on the field, it was decent. Molina came on a bit later and he was also decent. Acuña, a lot of people are saying that Acuña had a bad game. I honestly loved Acuña's game. Like, everything he gives to the team, defensively and offensively, is just so great. I love Acuña as a player. It's so great to see him on the pitch every time. I want to start him every time. Rodrigo de Paul, another terrible game. I love Rodrigo de Paul. He's one of my favorite players in this national team, but he's had two really, really bad games so far in the World Cup. He needs to wake up. He needs to step up if we are going to have any chance in this World Cup, because he's one of Scaloni's favorite players as well, so I don't see him not playing at any point. Guido Rodriguez, good distribution in the first half, didn't really do much. McAllister, I think he had a good game. Up front, Di Maria was good. He made a lot of one-on-ones and was basically the only one trying to progress the ball forward. Messi couldn't do much. He was always looked alone every time he received the ball. He had to drop back so much or was completely surrounded by Mexican players. And Lautaro, people are really criticizing Lautaro Knight, like saying he ghosted or something. What could he do? Like, honestly, watch the game. What do you expect Lautaro to do? He doesn't receive any passes from his teammates. Like, if the midfield's being terrible and we are not progressing the ball, the striker is not gonna touch the ball. That's just how it is. He wouldn't have to drop back and play as a midfielder to have an impact in the game. If he's playing as a striker, like, what do you expect Lautaro to do? So yeah, I can't really criticize Lautaro's game in that department. He wasn't delivered any passes, so how could he deliver some goals, you know? Yeah, that first half, terrible. Like, there's no other way around it. Outright terrible. We didn't generate any play. We felt very uncomfortable again, very nervous. Like the game against Saudi Arabia, Mexico was pressing in a high line, and we couldn't progress from our center backs. Like, our center backs were just passing the ball back and forth, back and forth. We had the possession, but we did nothing with it. We couldn't progress into the midfield. And in the first half, we didn't record a single shot. For the first 60 minutes, we didn't register a single shot. It was dreadful. Honestly, how hard it is for this team to generate play. Yeah, this team is unrecognizable. For the team that we were praising before the World Cup, where is that team? Do we really miss Lo Celso that much? Was Lo Celso the key all along to our success? Well, Rodrigo de Paul underperforming and Leandro Paredes not having enough playtime for sure plays a factor in that as well. Our midfield looks so lost. But that's when you need your big players to step up. First, it was Emi Martinez with a really big save against a free kick from Alexis Vega, beautifully taken by Alexis Vega and beautifully saved by Martinez. And that was Mexico's only shot on target. Mexico were always so terrible on the day. Both teams were really bad. But yeah, it was basically a knockouts game. That's how you'd expect the game to go. Both teams were really scared, very nervous, because it was a must win for both teams, basically. And Mexico, after the first half, they looked like they were happy with the result. They were happy with the draw, so they started to seek a bit deeper, closer to their box, instead of pressing up to the midfield. And Argentina came into the second half with revitalized forces, apparently, because there must have been a talk at halftime. Scaloni was not happy with the game at any point. Like, it was 4 minutes into the game and he was already shouting his lungs out at the players that he wanted to change everything. We were doing everything wrong. Scaloni noticed and he wanted to change everything. And once the second half started, you could tell that something went wrong in the dressing room, because the team came on with a different energy. I don't know if we were playing well, but the energy was different. We were pressing much forward. Mexico was sitting back, so that also helped. And we were starting to play a bit more progressive, but we still couldn't generate any chances. So yeah, it was very worrying. But that is when the big players step up. Lionel Messi, man. I love this man. Beautiful, beautiful goal on the right bottom corner of Ochoa. He tried his best, but you are never stopping that. The shot didn't have enough force, but it was so precise that he was never stopping that. Wonderful goal by Lionel Messi, who always steps up when we need him. We were in desperate need of that goal. It was such a relief. So yeah, even when we didn't do enough to deserve a goal, we got it. And then the other man who is making all the headlines now, Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez. 9 months ago, this guy was playing at River Plate in the Argentine league. He was a nobody to people in Europe. He made the move to Benfica. He hasn't played full 90 minutes for Argentina yet. He hasn't started a game for Argentina. This is like his 4th cap for the national team. And he scored that wonderful goal at a World Cup like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. He made it look so easy. Wonderful, wonderful by Enzo Fernandez. Even if he didn't score the goal, I still would have given him a 8 or 9 out of 10 rating, because ever since he came on for Guido Rodriguez, we looked so much clearer on the ball, so much more progressive with him. Our game was really fluid once he came on, so he's really making a case for himself to start next game against Poland, because with how our midfield has been looking, Enzo seems to be the key for us to start generating more play and looked a bit more like the Argentina we used to know before the World Cup. So yeah, we didn't play great. We still don't look like World Cup favorites. We don't have to get too hyped after this game. We still have a lot to work on, but this was a much needed win, a relief for sure. Now we have another must-win game against Poland. The math is pretty simple. If we win against Poland, we will make the round of 16. Not only that, we will top our group, unless Saudi Arabia thrash Mexico, which is pretty unlikely at this point, but could happen, who knows. If we draw, we have to wait for some results to go our way. Either basically Saudi Arabia not to win, and will progress as second in the group. And if we lose, we are out still. So it's still a knockout game basically against Poland, a must-win game, and it's gonna be very interesting what the lineup Scaloni is gonna choose for that game. I think Acuna should still play. Lisandro Martinez with Otamendi still should play. Enzo Fernandez should probably start. People are saying Julian Alvarez should play striker instead of Lautaro. I think that it's too soon for that. Lautaro, the chances he was given against Saudi Arabia, he scored them, but they were offside. And today he wasn't given any chances because we were playing just such horrible football that no one created a chance. Like, you can't fault Lautaro for not creating a chance for us. Much needed win, still things to improve on, but this win gives us the chance to improve on those things and move forward, because we are still alive in the World Cup and the dream of seeing Messi lift a trophy lives on. So yeah, Like this video if you did enjoy, and we're gonna be doing a review for the Poland game as well. I'm super anxious for that. I want to see how it turns out, so yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.